Hello and welcome. We are here to introduce the new Philosophy, Politics and Economics program at Jindal Global University.
I think one of the standing out features of this program is, so a disciplinary program will be focusing on just one aspect, and you typically tend to be very, very focused on just that, right? And I think that's not the way the world works. The world talks to each other, disciplines talk to each other as soon as things come to practice. And I think that is the vision that we are trying to imbibe in the way in which this program is being developed, right? So when you're learning economics, or when you're learning philosophy or politics, you're not learning it in silos. You're learning these courses when they're talking to each other. The faculty are very closely interacting with each other. So the course in economics, let's say microeconomics, that's typically taught in a BSc or BA economics honors program, is going to be very different from the way in which we teach something similar. Say we'll be teaching the theory of production and consumption. And that'll have more aspects of politics and philosophy, which are very important in the way in which production and consumption are determined.
So we often talk about the fact that the world is getting complicated, and philosophy, politics and economics are foundations of social sciences. A holistic understanding of these subjects is what is going to help us develop solutions to those problems and answer those problems like climate change, AI, inequality, and even the future of democracy. These are the questions that we are grappling with. And I think our course is designed towards the students to be able to answer these questions holistically in the future.
Yes, you brought up the question of structure, which obviously is the next important question. The vision you have outlined, how is it translated into the structure of a program?
Yeah, I think we understand that students are often uninitiated to all of these disciplines, and the program is structured in a way where we are going to be able to accommodate students from any background. For example, the Dean of the Jindal School of Government and Public Policy himself is going to teach this course on intersections of philosophy, politics and economics. That's a very foundational course which tells students how these three disciplines talk to each other. So that's the core foundation, and students are going to do 7 disciplinary courses. They're going to do 7 courses in philosophy, 7 courses in economics and 7 courses in politics. And to top that, students are also going to learn some core skill-based research tools. For example, everybody does a course in statistics and data analysis. Students also do as a core course econometrics, theory and practice. They also do fieldwork, research, qualitative analysis. All of that is built into the program so that students, while they get this broader view, also have tools to apply this and be, let's say, in a sense, to put it myopically, even market ready.
So our classrooms are built on the idea of a small classroom, interdisciplinary learning, but also class activities in which students will do readings and learn and discuss current issues as well as build their perspectives and views about it. So that is an important part of learning. They will also do electives of their choice eventually from the end of second year to the 4th year. And 4th year will be a research heavy year, in which students can choose to do their selective subjects in the subjects that they like. They can also choose to do a minor from the list of minors that are offered in the university from now, and that offers them to have more self-designed majors of their choice. So programs is also built in with a lot of flexibility in the structure as it is. As the student develops their interest and abilities, they can choose their own electives and minors as they choose to have.
As well as their own research specialization in their final year.
Yes.
And if I may add, I think one of the key driving principles when we're designing each of the courses is to try and see where we can bring in more of experiential learning. Yes. Right? So that's a key focus when we're designing all of these courses.
On that note, how does our program, being part of the bigger Jindal Global University with all the different schools, how does that help PPE students with exposure to a wide range of experts, including guest specialists from nearby Delhi?
Yeah, I think one of the key factors is that, well, the Jindal School of Liberal Arts and Humanities and the Jindal School of Government and Public Policy has a fairly long history of running these interdisciplinary programs. So we're coming and collaborating for this program with certain core competencies and experience of having mentored and developed core capacities in students. So we have visiting faculty coming in from across the globe all the time. So students get opportunities to do sometimes full courses or shorter courses or workshop courses. And these are dynamic and these are often very, very contextual and contemporary.
In the last semester, we just had a scholar from Italy, an artist, who did an exhibition and a workshop for students on a theme of art in the times of war. Because him having visited Palestine in a couple of years before, it built up. Art as a medium of politics and art being connected. Our students learned a lot from his experience and that 2-week workshop course. So yes, it adds up all nicely. So students will do 4 compulsory internships through the program. They can do more if they like. Internships are done in the winter and summer breaks. It can be industry-driven internships where students work with a certain firm. Students have also done marketing internships in the past. They have worked with counselors. They have worked with events like Jaipur Literature Festival, for example. They can work with a professor on a research project, or they can work in a think tank on research ideas. They have also worked in media houses.
And also to add to that, JGU has several research centers. And all of these research centers do phenomenal amount of research. And students can associate with these research centers, not just for their internships, but they can work with these centers through the year, right? And develop more structured, longer term projects rather than focusing something on just 2 months, right? That's typically the internship period. I think that's what really makes the internship experience at JGU so phenomenal.
And if I may add, many of these research through the centers often results in publication, where in peer-reviewed journals, and the student becomes a co-author. So it is very unique that undergraduate students, before they graduate, they may already have a publication, which is quite a big feather in the cap for them.
And in fact, these publications are also now relevant because in the 4-year mode, students have the option of transitioning directly into a PhD program. So I think this gives them a really good platform to hone those research skills for those who are really interested in that.
Yes, we already have about 10 study abroad programs. They are short-term or long-term study abroad. Short-term are the summer school programs that we have up to 2 or 3 weeks. Long-term are the semester exchange programs. Again, it's based on a student's choice and the career pathways that they have imagined for themselves.
For the PP program, we already have two very specific short-term immersion programs. One is with Sciences Po and the other is with Oxford. Students have the opportunity of spending a brief 2 to 3 week period in one of these programs.
So a student gets affiliated with a faculty mentor the day they join the campus, and it helps them settle down on the campus fast. For quite a few students, it's their first time away from their families. So students and faculty members as a mentor, they interact to help them settle down, but also to study on their own. This is the first experience of studying on your own. So just to start with planning your day and how to go about when you're on your own. But mentors also help you in more than that. Faculties have come from vast experiences. Faculties read a lot. You help your students to study and read on different subjects. You help them engage with events and events happening outside. So you discuss both personal and academic issues and help students settle down and grow on campus. That is a critical focus of mentorship.
And as the students progress from their first year to second year onwards, many students may not really have an idea of the job world or their career pathways. And mentors play a very important role in directing them based on their interests, having long conversations about the pros and cons of different pathways and so on. So that is an important function as well.
So there are several societies that are based on students' activities and interests, from animal welfare to environment to climate change. We have a vibrant sports culture as well with cricket, football, hockey and tennis, and paddle tennis now a big success on campus, right, that everyone works on. We also have an excellent swimming pool facility on campus which students really enjoy, and that student life is built on these students' activities as well. And a lot of the events are student-led, and a lot of these societies undertake quite innovative events and activities. There are also reading and research groups. So it's up to really the kind of interest that you come to the campus with And there are these avenues available. To my knowledge, there are about 100 societies on campus, and you can get involved in as many as you want.
So a lot of the PPE students will have the opportunity of starting their own cell or their own society as well. And I think this is something that we've seen both at JSLH and JSGP, that students have their own initiatives. And let's say we have a policy corner at JSGP, which is mostly student-led, and it does a phenomenal task, right? So I think that the world of opportunities in terms of student engagement are several already, and I don't think that's the limit in any sense.
So there are several career tracks that will become open. In fact, those career tracks are now opening up faster than we imagined, right? As AI is changing the job market, the skill set required in the future job market will be different. As a problem solver, you will have a better role to do in the society and in an organization than as a single skill person. So those sort of knowledge based, those sort of skills based that one learns in a PPE program, that will open those sorts of those new career avenues in governments, in NGOs, in think tanks, in public policy advisory groups. In India, we don't have formal policy advocacy groups, but they will emerge eventually, and they are there already as part of private organizations as lobbying. We don't call it formally, but such jobs are developed in India eventually, and a PPE graduate is in a better position to undertake a job like that, where you are advising a policy, negotiating with a government official, and understanding the transitions in the society and economy at the same time. So these multi-skill jobs will open up, and PPE graduate is best suited to take those up.
Yeah, Avinash, I think you raise an extremely valid point, and what comes to my mind is how AI is going to disrupt jobs, and it's disrupting the way we're thinking about education itself. And JGU is at the cutting edge of incorporating AI into a lot of the courses that we teach. So we have specific courses now as electives that students can take that will help them leverage and use AI as a tool and not be made redundant by it. I think that's really critical, and that's what the PPE program does. And broader, that's the larger vision that JGU has about its program, that we train students in a way that they're able to make the most of this technology revolution.
Two quick points. One, as Avinash mentioned, about the students being able to take a big picture view and connect all the dots. So even if you're working in the private sector, now the increasing emphasis on ESG reporting, for example. So business decisions are not only made with profit in mind. So the ability to make these big picture connections is highly sought after in business management and consulting. On public policy, we already have several think tanks and NGOs. I'm familiar more on the environmental and sustainable side, but across the board, who work deeply with the government to both try to push for policies as well as on the implementation side. Increasingly, you also have these consulting firms who work with governments particularly on the implementation side. Even the big four consulting firms, so to speak. And some of our graduates have gone on to work at these consulting firms.
We have a structured scholarship program, and several students are eligible for those scholarships, and students benefit from them. And once the scholarship is offered, it remains theirs for the entire of the program. The admissions team will be better able to discuss these details with the students.
Yeah, I think students have access and easy access to admissions counselors, and they'll be able to take them through the nitty-gritties of who's eligible, and we generally have fairly liberal eligibility criteria for these fee waivers.
I look forward to the day one when our first batch comes on campus, and I look forward to a young, vibrant and energetic, exciting bunch of students who have chosen the program, and I look forward to engaging and interacting with you. I'm really happy that we have this program now. I'm waiting to see what young curious minds want to learn and want to do with their degrees in the future. So I'm actually looking forward to the 1st of August.
I think the primary message that I can give out to students is, if I'm so excited about the program, I'm sure you're going to have a blast doing the PPE program. The way in which this is evolving and the conversations that faculty are having, I mean, philosophers, economists, faculty of politics are sitting together, having discussions on how we can speak to each other and bringing these perspectives into the courses. I think that's somewhat unique, and it seems fascinating to me, the way in which this is evolving. And I think that's something that students also can look forward to.
Yes, I would conclude on the same thought that this fact that two different schools are collaborating to create a program with bringing each other's strengths to complement each other, that itself is quite unique. So I am also looking forward to this program. Thank you.